back to the channel. Who is excited for the Brazilian Grand Prix today? I know I am. I have to say though, what can Lewis Hamilton do? This is the biggie. What can Lewis Hamilton do? We saw what he did yesterday. He looked really good. He looked like he could carve his way through the field. If you gave him a few more laps, he'd have certainly made his way into the top three. So it's all ahead of him today. He really needs to win this race actually if he's going to have any chance in the championship as well. So fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So we're getting ready to kick off here very soon with this race. I'm watching once again on my Sky Sports streaming service, and I know from last week there was about anywhere between a 10 and 15 second delay on that. So apologies if I'm coming across a little bit behind when things happen, but at least I won't spoil anything for anyone. I suppose that's another way to look at it. How are we doing today? Who do we think is going to win? Is everybody here hoping for a Lewis Hamilton win? Max Verstappen, maybe let him wrap up the championship. He could do that, or at least get very close to it, make it more inevitable, I suppose. And yeah, I love the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's usually a very good race as well. There's lots of overtaking opportunities. Hi Adrian, very welcome back. How are you today? Max, yeah, Max all the way for you, Adrian. Good. Well, Max is in a nice position now if he can get it started off the line, unlike yesterday where he really had gear issues, and the gear ratio I think was causing him an issue, and he seemed to have a very good start actually, and yeah, it just didn't work out for him then. Gear ratio issues kicked in and Bottas had him, and he just wasn't able to get back. I would love to say my outside bet is for Bottas to win this race because he's starting on pole and he showed us what he can do yesterday. But if Hamilton gets anywhere near the front of this race, I think team orders are going to come into play, and Bottas is going to be compromised. He's going to be compromised. I'm not too bad actually, Adrian. I'm not too bad. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I had a late one last night because we had a very important rugby match here in Ireland. We were playing against New Zealand, the All Blacks, and yeah, it was a great evening, and the celebrations went on for a little while. But you know, looking forward to this race very much. And here's the tire compounds on the screen now. I think it's going to be a two-stop race today. This seems to be what they're implying at the moment, that it'll be a two-stopper. And did I do my homework? Let me see. I have the pit stop strategy. So here we go. This is the one that I usually look at. This is a tweet that comes from Pirelli, and they kind of try to allude to which compounds are the fastest and how many stops you need to take. So you see they're expecting most people will be starting on the medium tire and that they'll take a two-stopper and stop twice for hard tires. Alternatively, and it looks like it's almost as quick, stop the first time for a hard tire and then go back onto the medium for a quick run at the end, which could be very exciting. Not so sure anybody's going to opt for the soft tire at the very end. Stranger things have happened though. And then the dreaded one-stop strategy, the boring strategy as I call it. I wouldn't be surprised if Perez is on something like that, and we're going to find out in not too long time. 71 laps in the race as well today, so plenty of laps. It's a short circuit actually. It's just over 1 minute 8 seconds, 1 minute 9 seconds about is what we'd be expecting here as well. And I'll get rid of this again. Alright, so very importantly, let's have a look at the starting grid as they're getting ready here for the formation lap. Mazepin is starting in last, Schumacher then in 19th, Raikkonen 18th, Russell 17th, Latifi 16th, Tsunoda 15th, Stroll is in 14th. Just on Stroll, I have to say that I've been very disappointed with a few of his performances recently. He seems to have really dropped away in the last few races, and Vettel is making him look bad by comparison. Anyhow, 13th, Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi is fighting for his career at the moment. A lot of rumours that somebody else is going to be joining the Alfa Romeo team. And it'll be announced next week, I think. And my bet is Mick Schumacher, actually, because I just don't think himself and Mazepin are getting along. And I think the Ferrari cash is going to be very important. Dion, you're back. Very welcome. We have then Alonso in 12th, Ricciardo in 11th, Hamilton starting in 10th. This is absolutely critical. We'll see what kind of a start Hamilton can get. He needs to stay out of trouble as well. Vettel is in 9th, Ocon 8th, Gasly 7th, Leclerc is in 6th, Norris 5th, Perez is in 4th. Then we have Sainz in 3rd. Very impressed with Sainz yesterday on the soft tyre in the sprint race. Perez is, yeah, I've already said Perez, sorry. Verstappen 2nd. Valtteri Bottas then in 1st place. As we're well aware. Adrian thinks that Tsunoda will box first because of the soft tyre, so maybe will finish higher. If Tsunoda stays out of trouble, there's every possibility. I just Brazil is one of these circuits, isn't it? There's always lots of drama, lots of action on the circuit. They're actually showing the the predicted pit strategy on the screen now at the moment as well. I do as well have the tyre allocation. Let's have a very quick look at this. And it looks like Ocon is the only person in the top 10 that has fresh soft tyres. And then when you look further down, there's Tsunoda actually has fresh soft tyres as well. And Russell and Latifi also. But the distribution of tyres amongst the top runners seems pretty even actually. So it'll all come down to this really critical pit strategy, and I think it's going to be Bottas versus Verstappen for the first pit stop at least, and that can be critical. So they're going around now on the formation lap as we speak, and yeah, I'm getting a little bit nervous for this start. Hopefully Verstappen has a very good start, and hopefully Hamilton stays out of trouble. Dion says Hamilton can slide into anyone's DMs with yesterday's skills. The skill was awesome yesterday. I will say though, the Mercedes looks so fast. It looks so much more powerful than a lot of cars on there. I think Red Bull really is the only car that can battle with them. Hamilton for a podium, yeah, I would agree with that, if he can stay out of trouble to start with. And it looks like Raikkonen will be starting from the pits. Manit, how are you? I am doing well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Now, we're getting ready to start. It's very slow now watching all of the cars coming around here. The nerves are kicking in. Ooh, getting ready, and they're just the last of the cars are coming around now. You can see two of the Haas cars in the background there. Alright, here are the 5 red lights, and we're off. It looks like a very good start for Bottas. Verstappen has gotten away as well. Oh, there's contact between Norris and one of the Ferraris. Verstappen got the lead as well. I didn't have my eye on that, and Perez is now hustling with Bottas. But it was, it looks like it was probably Leclerc that came together with Norris there. Big battle going on between both of the Ferraris here, and Bottas has run wide. Both of the Ferraris have run wide as well, and it looks like Gasly also ran wide. So it's a 1-2 now for Red Bull. Bottas is in trouble here. He's dropped down into 3rd, and Hamilton is up into 7th. Now, was Norris able to make it back to the pits, or is he out of the race? This is the big question. Lots of action here. Lots of action. Lots of side-by-side action. And actually, a lot of teammates very close together. You see both of the Alpines there really close together as well. You don't like to see teammates take each other out. So now Ricciardo has an opportunity to make some points on Norris. Here's team radio for Norris. He's a puncture, he says, so he thinks he can make it back. Hopefully he can. Alpine, yeah, it's so it is Ocon now that's ahead of Ricciardo, while Alonso is back in 11th. Norris still going around. He's trying to get back to the pits. Yeah, it was contact with Leclerc. He's in the pits right now. They're putting on the hard tyres for Norris, so he's going to go for a long stint now. Off he goes. Wasn't the fastest stop. 5.9 seconds. That wasn't super fast, but I think they were just checking the car to make sure there wasn't any other damage. Mazepin driver of the day. Yeah, let's make it happen, Dion. Let's make it happen. Mazepin apparently was getting very emotional yesterday as well at one of his interviews. Not really sure what's going on there. And here's Hamilton now, getting past Carlos Sainz. He's got the move done. Hamilton's up into 5th place. 5th place now for Hamilton. So let's do a quick rundown of the top 10. Verstappen leading, Perez is in 2nd, Bottas 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Hamilton 5th, Sainz 6th, Vettel 7th, Gasly 8th, Ocon 9th, Ricciardo is in 10th place. Oh, we're going to see the race start again. Now I need to keep my eyes on Verstappen here and what he did. So there's Norris running wide. He makes contact. I'm on board with Norris now. This will be the good one to see. So it was a good start actually from Norris. He got a great... Oh, and he got tagged at the back there. And now on board with Sainz. So it was Sainz. Yes, it was Sainz that took out Norris. Oh, he thinks he got squeezed. Oh, alright. So, best buddies. I forgot to change the leader again. Of course I did. Always, every single time, I forget to change the leader. Thank you for the reminder. And so it's Verstappen leading the race. It was nice whilst it lasted for Bottas for about 2 corners. Now on board with Lewis Hamilton. That was a great start from Lewis Hamilton. Look at the speed down. He gets down into the inside of the first corner. That's the dangerous part there if somebody comes across. But no, he kept it on the track. He was very, very careful. Bit of oversteer there as well. Heavy car, of course. And then the overtake here on... that's Sainz, actually. That's Sainz. So he's now gotten past Sainz. So it was Sainz he originally got past, so it's Leclerc is ahead of Sainz. And then Yuki Tsunoda, oh no, he's collided with Lance Stroll. And I don't know who's to blame here. It looks like Stroll did not leave a lot of room there for Tsunoda. Yeah, he says he wasn't looking. Yuki Tsunoda will be coming in then. And here's Hamilton. He's right. He's past Bottas. He's past Bottas. Unbelievable. There we go. Look. He's 3.5 seconds behind Perez now. He's up for this. Hamilton, of course, he has a new engine. So that's apparently, yeah. Look, there's the front wing now of Tsunoda. Or lack of front wing, I should say. It's completely destroyed. There'll be a lot of carbon fiber on the track as a result of that. A lot. Let me come back to the comments and see what we're thinking of this. Thoughts on Hamilton and the Max story? Yeah, well, that's the big question. Clearly, let's start with Verstappen. So clearly Verstappen should not have touched the back of Hamilton's car whatsoever. But we've seen plenty of drivers do that before. Vettel being the main offender, we've seen him like push cars with his leg, you know, kick the tires and things like that for other teams. What I can't really get my head around is, so if they find Verstappen, then he's clearly guilty in their opinion. But why was it a fine and not some kind of penalty? And actually, as a spectacle, if they had given Verstappen a 10th place grid penalty for that, it would have made the race great. Oh look, Bottas then just slowed down. Bottas really slowed down. Just let Hamilton through. Hamilton says thank you to Valtteri on the radio. I don't think that's going to be any consolation whatsoever to him. And then my thoughts on Lewis Hamilton. Well, if it was a technical infringement, it was technical infringement, and obviously the FIA have deemed that it was illegal. So it seems like a slam dunk in that regard. We have a safety car out. My goodness, safety car. It's because yeah, we have all that carbon fiber all over the track from Yuki Tsunoda's front wing. Unbelievable. Safety car. Was not expecting that based on the incident we saw, but there's a ton of debris out there. A ton of debris. Inspector Seb, that's exactly it. Yeah, Inspector Seb, he did have that nickname. Or he probably still does have that nickname. He has a lot of nicknames. There's Trashman Seb, Inspector Seb, Nice Seb, Green Seb. Of course, he's doing his part for the environment at the moment as well. Now a replay again of Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, he was given no space whatsoever. Given no space. Now Adrian is saying this is a bad race. Well, it has been a really scruffy start to this race, that's for certain. Verstappen and Hamilton are going to lock horns though. There is a battle coming up, and I think Hamilton's going to make very short work of Perez once the safety car goes back in. This is all coming. It's all coming our way. Marshall Seb, thank you. Yes, that's the one. I've got a big delay. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Really not a fan of delays. As I said, in the context of Formula 1, a few seconds means a lot. And unfortunately, there's nothing more I can do about this. Now, Hamilton Team Radio. Alright, so Hamilton wants to play the team game now. Jamie, the safety car good for Lewis? Yes, I think the safety car is very good for Lewis. Very good. They're driving through the pit lane as well because of this debris that's out on the track. But this puts Hamilton right back into the mix. He's in third place now, and you know, as I said, I think he's going to take Perez very, very quickly after the restart. And then it's a battle all the way between both of the Mercs and both of the Red Bulls. Actually, it's the battle we wanted to see for a very, very long time. On board with Perez there. Oh yeah, Bottas actually did run wide there. He was kind of pushed off a little bit by Verstappen, and that's how Verstappen managed to get in the lead, and he's trying to break the toe here. Perez got a great toe behind Bottas. Bottas really lost out there, and he runs it wide. He just goes a little bit too deep into that corner, and that is it. Perez got through. Verstappen is very happy to get the lead. I think he's going to be less happy now when he figures out that Lewis is coming for him. He's on the way. So we still have the safety car. Let me come back to the comments here and see what's happening. Still coming through the pit lane. Alright, how long is it taking them to clear this up? It's clearly taking a very long time. I was initially very surprised that we even had a safety car here. Alrighty, back to the comments. Sorry about that. I was getting a lot of messages. So Adrian, yes, I completely agree with you right now. It is very bad because we don't want another safety car race like we've had before. Let me see. Adrian, yes, pointing out that Sainz and Lando made contact at the start. I have a big delay. Yes, I do. Predictions for the race. So my predictions for the race. Unfortunately, if you're a Max Verstappen fan, I think Hamilton is going to win the race. Fortunately, if you're a Hamilton fan, I think Hamilton's going to win the race. As you know, I don't support either of those drivers. I have nothing against either of them. I probably favour Max slightly more than Lewis Hamilton if it comes down to it. But for the championship, Hamilton has to win, and I think Hamilton will win. He has looked very, very good. He looked great in the sprint race yesterday, and now he's in such a good position there in third place. And pit strategy is going to be absolutely critical as well. It really is. Permanent. Lal, did Lewis start this race in 20th place? No, he started in 10th place. So he started yesterday's sprint race. It's very complicated. So he started yesterday's sprint race in 20th place, in last place, because he was disqualified from the qualifying for the sprint race. And he made his way up to 5th place in the sprint race, but then he had a 5-place engine penalty for today's race, so that got added onto his 5th place yesterday, so he started the race in 10th place, and he's now made his way up to 3rd place. So very good going actually from Lewis Hamilton. He's made the best out of a bad situation. Jamie says, I feel a max DNF coming. Okay, we're back racing. A max DNF, I hope not. I don't like championships to be decided based on DNFs. Let's see if we can turn off this safety car graphic, because we're back racing. Bottas is under a little bit of pressure there from the Ferrari. It's Leclerc. Hamilton looks like he's creating a small bit of a bottleneck there. He needs to get a bit of heat into those tires and get moving, because Bottas is in big trouble. Hugo was asking, why was the safety car out? The safety car was out because there was debris on the track from Yuki Tsunoda's collision with Lance Stroll, and his front wing broke off and the pieces went everywhere, and it just took them ages to clean it up. It looks like no other cars had punctures as a result of that, which is very good news. Manish asks, what do you think is up with Hamilton? He seems to be like way too fast by comparison to everybody else. Well, it's a combination of things. Hamilton is a very fast driver to start with. The Mercedes is, well, it's arguably either the fastest or second fastest car on the grid, and there's not much between themselves and Red Bull. But also he does have a brand new engine as well, which is worth a little bit of time, and he seems to like this circuit as well, so he's really, really clued it in here this weekend. Hamilton now has the fastest lap. Mud Sharil, hello, how are you? Welcome to the channel. What happened? Well, what happened, it was Yuki Tsunoda. His front wing got smashed. It was all over the place, and the safety car had to come out whilst they were cleaning it up. Sankanu says, go Lewis. JB, safety car will destroy Max's head. Yeah, I think Max is going to be really annoyed about this. He's going to be seriously peed off because of this. Oh, Mick Schumacher has a lot of damage on his car there. Oh, look, there's his front wing. If that goes underneath the car now, there's going to be a big accident here. Hopefully he can make it back to the pits before that piece comes off and goes underneath his car, because he could be launched if that goes underneath the car, and he's going quite fast as well. Oh, I don't like the look of that at all. I'm hoping he can make this back to the pits. It's under the car. It looks like it might fall out. Yeah, but that's right. More debris on the track. Now, here's the incident. So, it looks like it's an Alfa Romeo on the outside. So that's... yeah. He just comes across a little bit too much and makes contact with the Alfa Romeo. I'm trying to figure out who that was in the Alfa Romeo. There's Norris behind Mick Schumacher, so Norris has a... Oh, we have a virtual safety car now. You're right, Adrian. The delay seems to be quite bad, because you're well ahead of me on that one. Well ahead of me on this. Yeah. Now, more debris on the track. Gosh, you know, usually when you get a safety car, there's some kind of dramatic incident going on, but no, it's all debris. I think somebody's actually going to run over that debris. So Schumacher made it back to the pits safely. That's very good news. Very good news. He was never going to win the race, though, I don't think. Mud Shariel asking who's leading the race. It's Max Verstappen at the moment, and Perez is in second, with Lewis Hamilton then in third place, and there's very, very little in between them. A grand total of about 3 seconds between Lewis and Verstappen in the lead. Now, Hamilton is so close to the back of Perez here under the virtual safety car. It's all about when this virtual safety car goes out. I think Hamilton could get a really good run. If it were to end just now, it hasn't ended yet. That's good news for Perez. I'd be getting seriously worried. Seriously worried if I was Perez having Hamilton behind me. I think I'd be very stressed. I'd be crapping my pants if I had Lewis Hamilton behind me. Then again, I suppose you could just account for it being inevitable. Adrian thinks it was Giovinazzi that Schumacher made contact with, and it's possible. Yeah, so Giovinazzi is in 13th, Mazepin is in 14th, so I guess and Norris is in 15th, so Schumacher was ahead of Norris before that incident happened. Dimitri asks how many seconds is Max leading by. So Max is currently leading by 1.8 seconds over Perez. Adrian now saying it's Kimi. It's Kimi who had contact with Mick Schumacher. Yeah, Mick loses his front wing after tangling with Raikkonen. It's kind of ironic, actually. Raikkonen was only saying during the week that he'll slow down a little bit so that Mick Schumacher can race with him. Be careful what you wish for there, Kimi, I suppose. Kimi now is sitting in 16th place. Lance Stroll and Yuki Tsunoda are under investigation as well. I would suggest that probably it's going to be a penalty against Lance Stroll. I just did not see him leave the room there at all for Tsunoda. It's unfortunate, and I know I said it earlier that Tsunoda needs to not have any incidents in this race to have a good finishing place, and unfortunately he got tangled up in something again, and it was really not his own fault. Jamie, how long to clear the track? I could have cleared it up by now with a dustpan and a brush. Yeah, it's they're very slow. I'm really surprised about this as well. And I would have happily cleaned it up, by the way, and put the pieces of the car up on eBay afterwards. I'd say you'd make a very nice little bit of money out of that one. So the virtual safety car has ended, and we're back racing now. Okay, so Verstappen is leading. Perez then 1.5 seconds behind Verstappen, and Hamilton then is 2.5 seconds further back. Bottas is really staying in touch with Hamilton here. thanks to everybody who's joining us at the moment. We are actually streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch as well. So you're all very, very welcome. And I know sometimes I mention comments that others probably don't see because it's not on their platform. Where are you all watching from? Anybody who's new to the channel, where are you watching from? It's great to have you on board. It's another late one. I know we've had some very late races recently, in particular with the US and with the Mexican Grand Prix recently. Now Hamilton is closing in a little bit here on Perez. Oh, he looks very close to the back of Perez there now. Can he get something done? Brain Sample says Verstappen is pulling away all the way to the finish. It definitely helps now that Verstappen has the Perez buffer in the way, and until Hamilton can get past Perez, it's going to be a big advantage then for Verstappen, because clearly he is oh, amazing. 10-second penalty for Tsunoda. Well, clearly then they have decided that Yuki Tsunoda just left it way too late. A very opportunistic yet impossible move that he tried to pull off on Lance Stroll. So I apologize, Lance Stroll. I said you didn't leave enough space. I guess it was just a dive down the inside from Yuki Tsunoda. And 10 seconds. So it's a big penalty actually for Tsunoda, not even a 5-second penalty. So they're really, there's a lot of conviction behind that. Adrian says my delay is about 1 minute. Oh, 1 minute. I could live with about 10 seconds. I can't believe it's 1 minute. This means my stream is seriously slow. Seriously slow. Melanated Mo joining us from South Africa. You're very, very welcome. Where's South Africa playing in the rugby this weekend? I'm not sure. I didn't see any results with South Africa in them. Jamie's joining us from Northampton in the UK. Now, I definitely know that England were playing in the rugby yesterday because I saw the match against Australia. A good win there for England. Yuk Bautista is joining us from the Philippines. Hello from the Philippines. Very welcome to the channel. Martin Bernard, you are in China and it's 1 AM. Another person very dedicated to the cause. South Africa beat Scotland this weekend. I did hear about that actually, now that you mention it. And you're playing England next weekend. And so that's going to be a great match actually. England against the world champions. Brilliant. Looking forward to that. It's a replay of the World Cup final again. Dimitri is watching from Botswana. Dimitri, you're very welcome. Now, Hamilton is 0.7 of a second behind Perez, so he's within DRS range. I think we're getting very close to a potential move here. Jamie, yes, New Zealand did get beaten. It was a great watch. I still have a headache from the celebrations. It was fantastic. Fantastic win for us. And of course, in typical Irish fashion, of course, we can't beat New Zealand in anything important apart from the autumn internationals. It would be nice to beat them in the World Cup. Hamilton is true on Perez, and that was a lovely move down into turn one, and he gets it done. So now it's game on. Perez gets back past Hamilton. He uses DRS. Brilliant battling from Perez, and this is going to lose a lot of time for Hamilton. He's really doing the team job here for Verstappen. Brilliant. Fair play to Perez. That's absolutely excellent. Permanand is watching from Queens in New York. And let me do a time check there. So 5:30 here. I'm guessing it's 12:30 in the afternoon, your time. So not a bad time for a race. Not a bad time at all. Ishak is joining us from Pakistan. You're very welcome. Gino says Mazepan for the win. Yeah, I would happily accept that. Gino, it's not going to happen though. And awesome job from Checo. Yeah, a really awesome job from Checo there. He's showing Hamilton who's in charge. And my stream has just crashed. And I have a suspicion that Hamilton was going to retake second place there from Sergio Perez. Let's see if I can get my stream back working. This is a disaster. Absolute disaster. No, Boris Johnson. Sky News came on. I don't want to see Boris Johnson. No offense, anyone, but the Formula One is much more interesting. Let's try again. Let me stick with the comments whilst I can't see. So Hamilton is up into second place. I've absolutely missed the move. I can't believe it. I've missed it. I'm sure it was a great move as well. Martin says that the Boks are going to beat the English again. Okay, I'm not getting involved in these predictions. It's a dangerous game to play. It's a slippery slope. Hard one to call though. It's going to be a tight match either way. It's going to be a tight match. And Martin says, "Come on, Lewis." Yeah, Lewis up into second place now, and he has the fastest lap as well. Race time. Yeah, it is race time. Jamie asks where I am from. I'm actually from the west of Ireland, from County Clare, but I live in Dublin now. As most people do, move to Dublin for work. And your grandmother is from Waterford. Yeah, right down on the southeast, nice part of the country. Hamilton up into P2. Lots of comments on this. My stream still hasn't come back. This is seriously frustrating. Seriously frustrating. Let's see if I can get this back. So some technical errors. What issues? What lap are they on? Oh, my lap counter has disappeared completely from the screen. They're on lap 21. To answer your question, I did have a lap counter on the screen and it has somehow disappeared. Now, go to see if I can get my stream back up and running. Let's go into sports. It's only as soon as my stream stops working that I realise how much I was actually enjoying that race. Melanated Mo says congrats to Aussie. I'm guessing that is with reference to the cricket. And Paramount, yes, says that Australia have just beaten New Zealand in the T20 Cricket World Cup finals. I was keeping an eye on that earlier, so Australia have won. Oh, bad day for New Zealand. Bad 2 days for New Zealand between the rugby and cricket. They're two main sports there that they've been beaten in. It happens though, it happens. New Zealand choked in the cricket. Adrian says, no hammer time please, I want Max to win the World Drivers' Championship. What lap are they on? Lap 21. New Zealand did the world's biggest chokers. Oh, that's bad. No delay, yes. I have a big delay at the moment because I can't even see what's happening in the race. Brain Sample says he's in Florida. He or she, sorry, I shouldn't presume. He, she, or they. Welcome from Florida. Martin wants to know, who am I rooting for, Max or Lewis? Want me to pin my colours? I am rooting ever so slightly for Max, but I'm not a fan of either of them. I think Lewis Hamilton is a really, really good driver. I think he's fantastic. He's very talented. He's very fast. I'm just a little bit sick of watching him win the whole time. Same as a lot of people, I think. Nothing malicious in it apart from that. Just want to see somebody else win for once. And by the way, I do believe there's big danger in Max Verstappen winning the World Championship this year because he is potentially a guy that could dominate for a very long time as well. Very long time. You know, if we thought these last, what is it now for Hamilton, 6 in a row, if we thought that was bad news, Verstappen. Could Verstappen could do 10 in a row. He's got that much talent. He really does. Alright, I'm just going to have to restart my entire system to get my stream back up and running. So I'm actually relying on the timing screen at the moment and our circuit tracker to see where everybody is. Jamie says, hurry up the Supercross season. Waiting for that one. And Martin says, it's consistent, but good on you for being a little impartial. Yeah, I suppose I'm a little impartial. Ideally, I would like to see Charles Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo challenge for the World Championship. And I quite like Lando Norris as well. Hamilton now is 3.7 seconds behind Verstappen. Hoping to get my stream back very, very soon. I might have to connection to the Sky servers could not be established. You see, this is what happens when you go all legal and legitimate and you're getting your sport from proper means, and then it lets you down like this. It just lets you down. So disappointed. But I am going to try and get the race on my phone. If I can figure out how to do that. Slowly but surely I'll get there. Martin is looking forward to the battle between Lando and Russell, and that would be quite the battle, alright, yeah, like in F2 a couple of years back. And now, this is killing me that I can't see the race. It's killing me. I'm relying on your updates here. I do have the timing screen at least. Yes. Antonio is pushing to get Alonso. Yeah, Giovinazzi very, very close to. Well, he's not super close to him. He's about 4 seconds away from Alonso, but he's closing that gap. No look whatsoever. Better than the BBC app. The BBC app just does not work in Ireland unless you go for a little holiday courtesy of your VPN, but that would not be appropriate talk because of course we don't do that. Would never do that. Oh, I have my stream back. Hopefully it stays now. Great news, I have my stream back and my phone did not work at all, by the way. Now, we're waiting for all of the major pit stops to kick in. This is where it gets very, very interesting. So, it's 3.9 seconds, 3.8 seconds now between Verstappen and Hamilton. So, it's pretty consistent. Hamilton isn't chasing him down at the moment. There's a long way to go. We're only on lap 26 of 71 here. Perez then is in third place. Bottas is in fourth. Bottas is only 1 second now behind Perez. So, he's going to be putting Perez under pressure. See that my tracker, I was going to say my circuit tracker isn't working. It is working. I can see Gasly going around. That's a bit random. So we're having glitches with the systems all over the place at the moment. All over the place. And that's weird. So it's Gasly that has come into the pits and he puts on the hard tires. And actually, Tsunoda is now ahead of his teammate. Yeah, Martin Lewis hasn't said anything about his tires yet that I'm aware of. It's usually not a good sign though when he comes on because it means he's found a bit of speed. So we'll wait to hear that feedback from Lewis Hamilton that his tires are in trouble and then watch as he sets the fastest lap for 3 or 4 laps in a row. But that's the way it always goes. What is the strategy? Hards or a 2-stop? Well, Oh, Hamilton is in the pits, so it's theoretically a two-stopper, but stopping twice for hard tyres. That's what Pirelli are telling us. An alternative option would be to go on hards for the first stop and go back onto mediums then for the second stop. Or, if you want to be very adventurous, go for softs on your second stop right at the end of the race. And Sainz is coming in, and it looks like he's going on to medium tires. It looks like, are those medium tires? I want to see yeah, they're medium tires. So Sainz is onto medium. So he will definitely have to stop again because of course he started on medium tires. Hamilton, yes, Hamilton has completed his pit. He's back out now into 6th place. And the gap then to Verstappen is about 24 seconds. And let's see what types of lap times he can put in here, and if the undercut is going to work. So it's usually Red Bull that do the undercut, but this time it's Mercedes. It's been all Mercedes this weekend. They are looking strong. Verstappen, box, okay, so they're not going to allow. Yeah, he's in, and I see on the comments, Brain Sample says that he's on the hard tires. I haven't gotten there just yet, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Look at that. There's the hard tires going on. So he's matching the strategy for Hamilton. Now we're on board with Hamilton. So let's see where Max comes out in relation to Hamilton and how big that gap is going to be. Hamilton is 0.4 of a second as well behind Ricciardo. Is he going to get that move done? No, he's just a little bit too late at the corner. Here comes Verstappen down the pit exit. Verstappen is going to be in the lead here. Well, he's going to be ahead of Hamilton, I should say. So Perez is now in the lead of the race. Let me very quickly update that. We don't get to put up that graphic too often. Melanated Mo says to run the hards on the lowest fuel for Sainz ain't really good. No, yeah, I actually see what you're getting at there. The good news is the circuit is very warm today, so it's about 24 degrees Celsius at the moment there in Sao Paulo, and I believe the circuit is probably even warmer than that. And he'll be absolutely able to go mad with those tires. He'll be able to pump in lap after lap after lap. Looking forward to that. Nidal, welcome to the channel. Good to have you here. Perez is now in the pits, so it means that Bottas is now in the lead of the race. So we're getting a lot of changes to the leader today. Bottas is back in the lead again. He had the lead for about 2 corners at the start of the race. Lots of pit stops happening now. Vettel is dropping down the order after his pit stop. Raikkonen is in the pits now as well. Hamilton is 1.5 seconds behind Verstappen. This is it. This is it. It is on. The deficit between Lewis and Max Martin, yeah, 1.5 seconds. It's very close. Very, very close. It's 1.4 seconds now. Norris is coming up behind Sainz now. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of what happened at the very start of the race. It's 8 seconds between Bottas and Verstappen, by the way. Let's see if that gap starts to close down. So very strategic here from Mercedes that they leave Bottas out. So they are compromising Bottas's race. Hamilton has just set the fastest lap. .2 seconds now. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. My pocket with legal tender cost me to be the winner. Shining so hard they gon' see me in her. No more TV dinners. All that I know is I know what I know, and I gotta go learn what I don't. Gasly has just overtaken Lando Norris. Great move. Really, really nice move there for Gasly. Gasly's on the fresher tyres here, and that explains why he had such ease in getting past the McLaren. You don't usually see that every day, but it's a dark. Oh, we have a virtual safety car. What's going on? So we're looking at Mazepin and Lance Stroll. Oh, Lance Stroll has had a whole. It must be the barge board. Two pieces, yeah, it looks like it's coming from the barge boards. Two pieces of carbon fibre come flying off his car as he's going down the main straight. And yeah, the marshals are out and they've got that cleared. I think this virtual safety car is going to end any second now. I don't think I even need to change the graphic on the screen to support this. But here comes Valtteri Bottas. He's into the pits. Now, yes, this has worked very well for him with the virtual safety car. Very, very well for him. And that puts Verstappen back into the lead of the race. And the gap now between Verstappen and Hamilton is 1.4 seconds. It's all hotted up here. Bottas will be back out. Looks like he'll be ahead of Perez. This virtual safety car though has put Bottas really back into the mix. Deanna's asking, what's cooking? You know what's cooking? A big battle between Verstappen and Hamilton. And I dare say a challenge from Hamilton at some point in this race. What is this song's name? This is More of My Life by Blaker. B-L-A-E-K-E-R. See if I can get the song details up here. Yeah. More of My Life by Blaker and Jaslyn Edgar. Brain sample, yeah, Hammer Time. That's what's cooking, Hammer Time. Or it's the song we need. 9/10 of a second now between Verstappen and Hamilton. Here comes Hamilton. He'll get DRS if he manages to keep within a second here. It's 8/10 of a second now. This race is officially on. I'm not sure what the previous song was because it has gone off my list at the moment. We'll have it on shuffle right now. The music is courtesy of Epidemic Sound. They're on Spotify, and it's very good background music. Very, very good for chatting or for gaming or for anything like that. It works quite well. I like it, and I pay for the license, and it makes it royalty free, so it's all good. Bottas has the fastest lap here. Mud Sharil, yes, Seb did pit. He did pit and he's dropped down to 14th place. Courtesy of the pit stop, he's ahead of his teammate Lance Stroll by about 6 seconds. Now on board with Leclerc here in 6th, getting past Alonso, and he's up into 5th. Muzavit, I would love to put the Formula 1 anthem on for the background music, but I will get a copyright strike if I do that. It is, I have to say, the Formula 1 management are ruthless when it comes to copyright. Absolutely ruthless. I've had so many YouTube videos where they've had an issue. In fact, they had my previous Facebook page shut down as well because they just did not like the content. There you go. That did sting a bit, I have to say. It really did. But what can you do about it? The gap between Bottas and Perez is 4 seconds. Just under 4 seconds. Now we're on board here with Ricciardo. Ricciardo is 6/10 of a second behind Gasly. And I think he is very interested in getting past. Grazie Vale. Yes, Diane. I have little picture up on the screen just to commemorate the day that's in it as well, with Valentino Rossi having his final home race today. Lama King joining late again. Interesting race so far. It has been interesting. We've had a little bit of action. We've had a lot of body work on the track, and we've had a few safety cars and virtual safety cars as a result of that. So it's kind of broken the rhythm of the race a little bit. But as you can see, Hamilton has made his way up into second place. He was running in third place for a while, got past his teammate very easily, as you would imagine, and the safety car helped him out a lot. And now himself and Verstappen are going to battle. Norkia Games, apologies if that's not how to say that. Go Verstappen. You're only here for Verstappen. Alright, well, you must be pretty happy at the moment because he's leading the race. Can you give a rundown on positions? Asked Ernesto. Yes, I absolutely can. So, we have Verstappen in first place, Hamilton is in second, Bottas third, Perez is in fourth, Leclerc fifth, Sainz sixth, Gasly 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Norris 9th, Tsunoda is in 10th. And then outside the top 10, the moment we've Ocon in 11th, Vettel 12th, Russell 13th, Alonso 14th, Stroll 15th, Giovinazzi 16th, Raikkonen 17th, Latifi's in 18th, Mazepin is running in 19th, and Schumacher is running in 20th. Dutch proud, yes, well, I'm sure you are very, very proud. It must be amazing actually to have a local hero or local driver like that. And being Irish, I can't really say we've had one that I can remember. Eddie Irvine was from Northern Ireland, and he got quite close to a world championship back in '99, I think it was, but he never got that one over the line. Jamie's got a 22-year-old tortoise named after Rossi. Yeah, true legend. Both of them, your tortoise and Valentino, of course. Does it look like Lewis is closing the gap? It's fairly consistent at the moment, so he was within DRS range for a little bit. It's 1.3 seconds at the moment, so I think that's probably the comfortable gap for Lewis at the moment before his tires start hurting and everything. I'm sure he will definitely be looking to have a run at Verstappen at some stage because he has to win. He absolutely has to win. He can't concede more points to Max Verstappen in this race. Ernesto says, thanks for the rundown. No problem at all. Anytime, just let me know. Just let me know. Nidal asks, what time is the race? The race is on right now. It's happening as we speak. We're lap 37 of 71 at the moment. Melanated Mode thinks this one is going to be on strategy. Strategy is going to come into it big time. And you're absolutely right, actually, because we have another pit stop coming up for all of these drivers as well. And maybe Hamilton is just happy to sit there 1.2, 1.3 seconds behind Verstappen and get him on the next pit stop. Red Bull are going to have to be on top of their game here. Matthias says, as an Austrian, supporting Red Bull is only natural. Yeah, it is. It is, yeah. Your national team. Absolutely. And so far, so good. 1.5 seconds now between Verstappen and Hamilton. So Hamilton has lost a little bit of time there. Just trying to see if there's anything else going on here. Any big battles. Ricciardo has dropped away from Gasly a bit now. It's 2.6 seconds. So that's not happening at the moment. And who is close there? Giovinazzi is 9/10 of a second behind Stroll, who in turn is 9/10 of a second behind Russell, 14, 15, 16. So that seems to be the big battle at the moment. Jamie says that Hamilton is too scared to overtake. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Hamilton is a smart guy, and I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing here. It could be tire management. It could be waiting for the pits. And I wonder if he is scared though. I wonder if Hamilton suspects that Verstappen is going to take him out if he tries to overtake, because if they both don't finish the race, that's much better for Verstappen than it is for Hamilton. That's the cynic in me. Verstappen would never do that. Surely he would never do that. So for the pit strategy, Martin is asking, when are the second stops? So the second stops, let me just put up the graphic that we have from Pirelli. Pirelli are saying the second stops between lap 42 and lap 47, so that suggests it's very, very soon. Although I'd say they're going to stay out a little bit longer than that, because I think the initial pit stops weren't between 17 and 23. They feel like they were much later than that. Certainly for Bottas, his was much later than that. Yazir asks, who do you think is going to win? I think Lewis Hamilton is going to win the race. Don't shoot the messenger. I think it's going to be Hamilton this time. Matthias, I like your thinking here. Do you reckon Hamilton will take a new engine every race and just turn it up to 11? Seems like they can just pass every car aside from Red Bulls, like they're 0% AI from the game. Yeah, actually, that yesterday's performance from Lewis Hamilton reminded me of when you're playing the Formula 1 game on an easy mode and you just overtake everybody in a few laps. It looked really, really easy for him. That would be an interesting strategy. Of course, Saudi Arabia is a brand new circuit. They don't really know a lot about that, so I don't know if they're going to go with that strategy. Street circuit as well, but with a big long straight. Big long straight there. Jimmy says, Senna style. Yeah. It's 9/10 of a second now, by the way, so he is back within DRS. Oh, it's just slipped outside a second as I say that. He's almost within DRS. Anthony says he thinks Verstappen is a crybaby, a sore loser, and something else. Yeah, I don't really want to go there, Anthony. You know, I do love the banter between Hamilton and Verstappen fans, but sometimes it gets a bit much. So let's not go there. And Martin says he doesn't think that Verstappen wants to win that way. No, I agree with you. I don't think he wants to win that way either. Oh, it's Perez. Perez has pitted. No, it's Verstappen. It's Verstappen. Sorry. I saw the new helmet that Verstappen has on and assumed it was Perez. So that's Hamilton in the lead. Oh, is that Latifi just cut in front of Verstappen there? That's really bad. Obviously, he's a lap down. So let me change the race leader now, because it is Hamilton leading, but it's the undercut here from Red Bull. They had to do it, I guess. They absolutely had to do it. Where's Hamilton gone? Let's put him up on the screen. Hamilton is the race leader at the moment. Bottas is 5 seconds behind his teammate now. Brain Sample says, Hamilton getting it all wrong with tyre use. Why is he holding back? He's got something up his sleeve. I'm sure he must have something up his sleeve. Adrian says he wasn't at the TV. What happened? Well, what point did we lose you at, Adrian? Let me see if I can summarize. We had another virtual safety car because there was yet more debris on the track, and Max Verstappen has just pitted, so that's why Hamilton is leading. And here's Mercedes out, and it is Bottas. It's Bottas who they've pitted this time. Okay, so they're not going to match the strategy for Hamilton. They're going to try the overcut with Hamilton by the looks of it. Ray asks, who is going to take third place? Third place looks like it's all Valtteri Bottas at the moment. Bottas is he's not convinced about this strategy that Mercedes are on. Of course, he's going to have to go almost 30 laps now, as is Verstappen, with these hard tyres. Matthias says it's such a shame that Hanoi got dropped. Was really excited to see the Asian Monaco in Sector 3. Yeah, I was very much looking forward to that as well. Maybe we. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Will it be coming back? I think it's on the calendar for next year, isn't it? So we may yet see that. Ernesto says DRS is a dirty word. It's a dirty word after this weekend. Yeah, lot of controversy around DRS. Do not mention the D word. Well, Nated Mo says it's Hamilton time. Sorry, it's hammer time. It's always Hamilton time. It's hammer time. It really is hammer time now. Verstappen is up into second because Perez is in the pits. Where is Bottas? Bottas, I'm assuming, is going to get past Perez. Yeah, Bottas is passing Leclerc, is past Perez as well. Alistair thinks Hamilton is going to win based on yesterday's sprint race. It was supreme, wasn't it? He was so good yesterday during the sprint race. He just looks like he's on another level here. And he's trying to overcut at the moment. How is this going to work out for him? So it's 18 seconds now between Hamilton and Verstappen. And here comes Mercedes onto the pit road. Okay, Verstappen asking how to approach this, and they're telling him to look after the tires. Sounds very sensible. So here's Hamilton now, and I guess he's going to come out behind Verstappen here. We're going to find out very, very soon. So here's Verstappen on the main straight at the moment. Hamilton is on the way out. Yeah, I think Verstappen is going to be in the lead here. Yeah, Verstappen has gone through. He has the lead. Now, let's see what this gap is between Hamilton and Verstappen when this settles down a little bit. It's 2 seconds. 2 seconds on the dot. Calvin asks, why did Verstappen pit? Was it tactical? Yeah, it looks like they tried the undercut on Mercedes, and so far so good. Hamilton not happy. He's complaining on the radio. He's not happy about pitting, and he's 2.4 seconds now behind Verstappen, so he's really unhappy about this. But now it means he absolutely has to do this. He has to overtake Verstappen on the track, so we are going to get some action. It's now or never for Hamilton. Unfortunately, it comes down to this. He really has to do this. Here we are with Perez getting past Leclerc. Yeah, he's got it done. Leclerc has to pit again though, so Perez is on the fresher tyres. Lama King is asking the big questions here today. So the opinion on Latifi. He's my underdog driver I like to follow. He had a great mid-season, but the last couple of races he's really dropped back during the race. And I've actually noticed as well, George Russell hasn't really been at the races the last couple of races either, so I wonder if it's just Williams have dropped off a little bit in the development race versus the other teams, probably more so with a focus on next season. Latifi has been pretty solid this season, but Russell has been on another planet. It's so Latifi is confirmed for Williams next season, and just Lewis Hamilton on team radio, apologies. So I think it's going to be fascinating now to see Albon versus Latifi next season. Oh, Matthias says Hanoi was dropped and the land got reclaimed by the government, so we're never going to see that then by the sounds of that. I'm very surprised. I never heard this. I never heard this at all. I'm going to have to look this up after the race. That's fascinating. Well, Nated Mo says Hamilton was supposed to take more laps. Yeah, I'm very confused about the strategy that Hamilton has taken here, but he's now 1.1 seconds behind Verstappen, so he's going to have to chase him down. Yeah, Adrian's putting up the text here. No, I asked you. Lewis Hamilton. He's being Hamilton being Hamilton. He says, yeah, well, Hamilton is Hamilton, and he's very unhappy with that strategy. Very unhappy. Brain Sample says that they should have put on the medium tires. Would the medium tires do the entire race? Let me see how many laps we have left. So 46 out of 71. Yeah, it's just under 30 laps still left. I don't know if they did. They probably would have done it considering the 21 lap sprint race yesterday. The soft tires managed to do the trick, although the circuit is a little bit warmer today. Mitsubishi asks, can Hamilton opt for soft tyres with 10 laps to go? Yes, he can. He absolutely can do that. But he will lose about 20 seconds or so with taking a pit stop. So I think he's going to have to do this on the track. Is Ray asks, is a third stop possible for race leaders? It is absolutely possible. Yeah, it's possible. And fastest lap, of course, is an interesting dynamic that comes into play here as well. Hamilton has it at the moment. Hamilton now is 9/10 of a second behind Verstappen. I feel like this is the moment. This is where he's going to run really, really close now with Verstappen and try to get the move done. So probably not on this lap. I just don't think he's close enough, but he's building up for it. He's certainly building up for something here. He got close. He ran a little bit wide there into the first corner, Hamilton. Oh, look how close he is here. Is he going to get the move done? He's trying it around the outside. Verstappen is not going to have that at all. They've both run off the track. Amazing. There's been no contact as far as I can tell. They're both back on the track, by the way. They both ran very wide there. Now, is Verstappen in trouble here for running him off the track? Let's see the replay of this here. Okay, so DRS for Hamilton. He gets in the slipstream. It's a really good move. He's keeping it around the outside. Max is not allowing her. I don't know what happened with Max there. He ran wide there. I think he pushed Verstappen off the track there. So something really weird about that. Very, very strange. Let's see how this plays out a little bit. So Verstappen now has 1.1 seconds over Hamilton. So no DRS for Hamilton this time around on the start-finish straight. At least we'll see if he gets it on the next stretch. Ernesto says that Hamilton is unhappy. Just sending out mixed messages to confuse Verstappen. Yeah, well, that could be a part of it. And they are being investigated. Well, it actually says on screen that the incident has been noted, whatever that means. Stroll has pitted, according to Adrian. Yes, indeed, Stroll has pitted, and Stroll is running in last place at the moment. Now, replay looking at the back of Hamilton's car here. Yeah, they've just told Lewis Hamilton that this is under investigation. It's a very strange one. I'd love to see an onboard here from Verstappen. Okay, so we're seeing the back of Verstappen's car. Yeah. So Anthony Davidson saying he wants to see a shot at the steering wheel here. I also want to see a shot at the steering wheel. So was there oversteer here for Verstappen, or did he genuinely just try not to take the corner and run Hamilton wide, or even run into Hamilton? Yeah, Max is really feeling the pressure here. Jamie asks, who was at fault? I don't know who was at fault there. Well, Hamilton definitely wasn't at fault, let's put it that way. But was there anything malicious in what Verstappen did? That's the real question. Oh, it looks like Stroll is out of the race. Matthias is saying that the Mercedes is it's like it's on a track. It's like a train, goddamn bullet train apparently. Just as we speak about that, Bottas says things are heating up at the front. Well, it's not Bottas, it's his engineer telling him things are heating up at the front. Basically, reading in between the lines, if they take each other out, Bottas, you can win this race. You can win this race. Hamilton now. Is he going to go for another shot at Verstappen? 0.5 of a second. So not on the start-finish straight, but what's he going to try here? We're on board with Lewis Hamilton. I'm not going to look away from this now until we see what's happening. He has DRS. He's closing. Is he going to make the move? I don't think he's going to make the move here. I'm sure that Verstappen gave Hamilton something to think about the last time around when he tried to make the move. Hamilton has to finish this race. He can't have a DNF. He cannot have a DNF. Ricardo's in the pits. Norris is running in 11th. I'll do a rundown of where we are in a second. Steve says it was outrageous from Max. He didn't try to take the corner, opened the steering wheel, and even ran wide himself to make sure Lewis couldn't take the corner. Lewis ahead into the corner. Well, now, Steve, this is what I really want to see. We need to see this replay where we can see the steering wheel with Max Verstappen and see the truth. We want to know the truth. What really happened here? Running very close again now down into the first corner. Hamilton doesn't make the move, but we'll see now when we come around onto the back straight if Hamilton is going to try something here. So yeah, controversial, Steve. Controversial. As I said, really want to see the replay of this so we can figure out exactly what's happening here. I have a sneaking suspicion that Verstappen might be getting a penalty out of this. FIA team radio to Red Bull. I know I'm tripping, I'm falling in love with the drum breaks. She keep me safe for the gunplay. When I'm hungry, she feed my soul. When I'm lonely, she keep me company. It's funny. I used to want to grow older. So Red Bull are not happy. Not happy. They think it was a racing incident and it shouldn't be investigated. And of course they're going to say that. They are ever so slightly biased. Driver of the day is open according to Adrian. Yeah, driver of the day. Who's your driver of the day? It's Hamilton at the moment, I guess. Certainly, if we were going to factor in the sprint race yesterday, it's Hamilton. Hamilton all the way. Wicked Rainer's gang says Verstappen go. Well, Verstappen still has the lead here. 0.8 of a second. DRS for Hamilton. He's not going to make the move here either. Grid Junk says Max is Max. With a wink. Yeah, Max is Max. Max is Max. Yeah. No, I get it. I know what you're implying. Turn 4 incident involving cars 33 and 44 not under investigation. No investigation necessary. Wow. Okay. Well, look, these guys have all the camera angles, so they must have seen something we haven't seen. As I said, really want to see the steering wheel there. Leclerc is in the pits and he's putting on hard tires. Where is he going to come back out? He's in 6th at the moment. Can he hold on to that? It looks like he's holding on to it at the moment. Where is Alonso? Yeah, he comes out ahead of Alonso. So Leclerc is solid now in 6th place. Matthias says, incoming 10-second penalty, just to have a riot from Red Bull fans. Well, there won't be a 10-second penalty for that incident at least. And if there was a penalty, woohoo, oh my god, I tell you, I would be avoiding social media for a couple of days. The last time that happened with the penalty, okay, the internet wasn't the best place to be. It was nowhere near as bad as what happened in the British Grand Prix, though. That was insane. There was a serious amount of bitterness amongst the fans over that one. A lot of fighting going on there. Matthias Mazepan is driver of the day. Hi Dennis, good to have you. You're very welcome. Mazepin is the king, according to Adrian. Well, Mazepan is actually running in 17th ahead of his teammate, so there you go. Good justification for driver of the day. Mandino says Hamilton is gonna win. Yeah, Hamilton has a very good chance here. Mitchelishi says Max would rather have both himself and Lewis out of the race than to see number 44, which is Lewis Hamilton, win the race. Dennis says no, he's not. I guess Dennis is talking about Hamilton going to win comment. And Llama King says Ferrari seem to be better than McLaren now. Unfortunately, it looks like the race between them in the championship is over. Yeah, very solid. So let me actually do a rundown of the top 10 at the moment. Verstappen is leading, Hamilton is in second place, with Bottas in third place, Perez is in fourth, Leclerc then for Ferrari in fifth, Sainz for Ferrari in sixth. It's Mercedes on the radio to the FIA. FIA say they've had a very good look at this and they've concluded that no investigation is necessary. This debate is gonna go on for a while. But coming back to what Llama King was saying, yes, so Ferrari running 5th and 6th now at the moment. Very solid for them. Norris is in 11th, and it looks like Ricciardo is out of the race. I don't know what happened with Ricciardo. I'm very disappointed Ricciardo is out of the race. 56 laps gone. We're so close to the end of this race. Hamilton, you need to get moving. Come on, you need to get this move done. I wonder if Hamilton actually is a little bit scared of Max now after what happened the last time out. Go Hamilton, DRS got you. Yeah, we can't be saying the D word. That's a bad word this weekend. Jamie says, surprise, surprise. Now, this is another replay here of Verstappen and Hamilton. We just can't see Verstappen's steering wheel. But the FIA must have seen that. And they've just reiterated again that there is no investigation necessary. But they put that up on the screen twice now. So they're really making the point. I suppose they're obliged to put that up when they get contacted by the teams. That must be how it works. Sorry, so I was running through the top 10. Where did I stop? Yeah, Sainz is in 6th. Alonso is in 7th. Ocon is in 8th. Gasly is in 9th. And Vettel is in 10th place. Norris has just overtaken Vettel just as I say that.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus.
Vettel was in the pits, that's why Norris got past him. So that's one solitary point at the moment for McLaren. Let me see if I can say this name. Talawant Halimi says, who are you with? If by who are you with you mean who am I supporting, then I'm going to stay on the fence and say Daniel Ricciardo, and he's out of the race, unfortunately, so I'm very sad now. I also, big fan of Charles Leclerc running in 5th place, pretty solid for Charles. And back. Adrian says that unfortunately the team have been forced to retire Daniel's car due to power loss, and the source is the McLaren Twitter. Thank you, Adrian. You are such a good source of knowledge. Always add so much to the discussion here. So good to know. That's unfortunate. So that's a Mercedes engine then. Verstappen and Hamilton, here we go again. Hamilton's really close. He's trying around the outside again. No, it's not going to work this time. He can't get past. He's very, very close to Verstappen here. Hamilton is not going to give this one up. He can't give it up. He absolutely has to get past Verstappen. Max or Hamilton, what do you think? I think Hamilton's going to do it. I really do. He has about 13 laps to get this done. I think Hamilton will do this. He just has to make sure that he can get a clean move done, because Max is not going to make it easy for him. Adrian wants to know, what is the song name? The song name is Top Speed by NBHD Nick, and the song has just changed just as I checked, so just in time. Now, I know my stream is delayed, but here's Hamilton. He's very close. Is he going to try it into the first corner? No. Okay, he's very close to Verstappen here. Hamilton is very close to Verstappen. Oh, he's got him here. Surely he has him. Oh, he's got the move done and he closes the door for Verstappen. No way through for Verstappen. Hamilton is into the lead. That was a brilliant move from Verstappen, from Hamilton, I have to say. Really, really good move. Ooh, now, how is Verstappen going to respond to this? And how much speed does Hamilton really have? Most importantly, let me change the race leader on the screen. Oh, now this is exactly what the championship needed. Great Junk says, missing those Formula 1 cars making noise at Bavaria City Racing on Dame Street, Dublin, June 2012. It seems like yesterday, but that's nearly 10 years ago at this stage. The good thing about those Formula 1 cars back then, they weren't the hybrid cars, so they sounded amazing. Trying to think what was the last race I was at before the hybrid era. It was the Hungarian Grand Prix back in 2012, and Hamilton won that race actually. The cars sounded, oh, they sounded so good. The vibration, they were so loud. So there's Hamilton into the lead of the race. Mandinu says, get in there, Lewis. Adrian, why? God, why? Oh, Adrian, we're going to have to start a support club here for all of the Max Verstappen fans. Look, let's look at the bright side. It's good for the championship, and I still think Verstappen is going to win the championship. I really do think Verstappen is going to win this championship. What are the guesses? 2.3 seconds now between Hamilton and Verstappen, so Hamilton has a whole load of speed. Black and white flag for Verstappen, weaving on the straight. It's all going wrong for Verstappen at the moment. Ernesto, yay, Hammy. Jamie, yes, Lewis. Oh, it's Gasly. Gasly and Ocon battling here. Gasly's up into 8. Alan asks, how far back is Bottas? Bottas is 9 seconds behind Verstappen. 9 seconds. I'd say that's a good question now. Surely Bottas has the speed to catch Verstappen as well. Oh, just watching a replay there of Ocon and Gasly. Yeah. It's great driving from both drivers that they didn't have an incident there. Got it done. Toland says, to be honest, I'm not a Verstappen fan, but Hamilton era has to come to an end. Just my opinion. This is kind of what I was saying earlier. It's tiring watching the same driver winning constantly. It's the same in any sport, you know. I was a big Schumacher fan, but even I got a little bit bored when Schumacher won all those championships in a row, the 5 in a row back in the early 2000s. So it's always good to see a fresh driver winning. The problem, as I said though, is that I think Verstappen is going to win a lot of championships. A lot of championships, because Hamilton ain't going to be around forever either. He's going to retire soon. Pierre Gasly now has just gotten past Fernando Alonso, so that's both of the Alpines have gotten past, but now it looks like Alonso is interested in catching him back here. Yeah, Adrian says, yeah, and Max is in first place in the World Drivers' Championship. He is, of course. Max picked up 2 points yesterday, let's not forget that, and Hamilton didn't pick up any. I'm going to do a calculation just before the end as well, so we can figure out what the points difference is going to be here between all of the drivers. Mandino says that Hamilton is going to surprise Toto. Just watching the move again with Gasly getting past Alonso. Nice clean move. Very, very nice. Hammer says Hamilton's flying right now. He is. He is on fire. This is real hammer time. He got the move done. He had to get the move done. Let's not forget Brazil. This was one of the circuits we had said that we thought was going to be a Red Bull circuit. So this is a big result for Mercedes if they can bring this one home. We've only 8 laps left as well. We're very, very close to the end here. Let's have a look at the gaps. So 3 seconds back now between Hamilton and Verstappen. Just as I say that, times disappear off the screen. So I'll look at my other screen. And Bottas then is, let's do the math. He's 11 from the lead. Verstappen is 3 from the lead, so he's 8 seconds now behind Verstappen. Perez is 4 seconds behind Bottas, so Perez not really in the mix there. And then there is a big way back. There's about 34 seconds between Perez and Leclerc, and a further 4 seconds then between Leclerc and Sainz, 5th to 6th place. Gasly then is in 7th, and he has been lapped. Alonso is in 8th, Ocon is in 9th, and Norris is in 10th place. Let's see these gaps. So Norris is 7 seconds behind Ocon, and Vettel, who's in 11th, is 8 seconds behind Norris. So it looks like the top 10 is pretty much locked up at the moment. Now another replay here of Verstappen and Hamilton. Yeah, Verstappen weaved all over the place. So that black and white flag is justified, and that was the team radio between Verstappen and Red Bull, where they told him that he had a black and white flag, and yeah, he's well aware of it. I think he knows well what he did there. The live timing map is gone. Oh no. Let's try and refresh that. Sure why this always happens. So I'm on it. Should be reloading now as we speak, and hopefully it'll be working again. Sharon says that they could pit Bottas and give him soft tyres, yes, and give him then a shot at taking fastest lap. Although Hamilton has the fastest lap at the moment. Let me see, Perez is 3 seconds behind Bottas. So if Perez wasn't in the mix, this wouldn't work. Now, what is most likely here is they could pit Perez, Red Bull could pit Perez and try to get the fastest lap for himself, because he has such a big gap. He's a 30-second gap back to Leclerc, so he'll make it in and out of the pits. No bother whatsoever. Taluant asks, can I show the race itself? I would love to show the race, but I am not allowed to do that. That is a one-way ticket to having your channel shut down, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Where is Mazepin? He's still in 17th place, so he is 20 seconds ahead of his teammate as well. 21 seconds ahead of his teammate. So Mazepin is going to beat Schumacher today, unless something goes wrong just before the end. Adrian asking, driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton all day long, I think. It has to be Lewis Hamilton. Let's have a quick look down through the top 10 to see if anybody else really stands out there. There's nobody standing out hugely in terms of having a great performance today. Bottas has been pretty solid, but let's not forget he did start in first and he's currently in third, so he's not going to get driver of the day. Perez ain't going to do it either. Verstappen, not as good as Hamilton. Leclerc and Sainz both pretty solid. Gasly's had a good race. Alonso, Ocon have had a good race. Norris, not really. He had a lot of trouble at the start, so that's kind of screwed things up for him. Hamilton and Verstappen, it's 5.6 seconds now, the gap between them. I see the race tracker is working again, thankfully, and that's good news. Jamie asks, how accurate is the map? The map is pretty damn accurate. I don't know how synced it is with the race you're watching at the moment, though. That is where it gets a little bit challenging trying to sync everything up. There was one comment that I had said I would come back to, wasn't there? I'll see if I can find it. Montreal says no more pit stops for Lewis. No, I don't think there will be any more pit stops for Lewis, and only 4 laps left, and he has a comfortable lead, so he should be fine. What are the chances now of a Mercedes 1-2? Alan asks on Facebook. Pretty slim at the moment. Verstappen still has a good lead over Bottas. It's currently 8 seconds with 4 laps to go, so I don't think that's going to happen. Deanne asks, what is the black and white flag? The black and white flag is linked to driving standards, and you're not supposed to be weaving in front of another driver. You know, the classic rule about leaving a car's width if they're trying to overtake and everything. So that goes against the rules and fair play, and it's the black and white flag is a warning, basically. There's no penalty associated with it for your first infringement of the black and white flag, that is. Sankanu says that Hamilton is truly a world champion. That's how a champion does it. Well, this weekend has been truly a champion's performance from Lewis Hamilton. You can't deny it at all. He has been brilliant this weekend. He has been brilliant. How many more laps? Asks Talent. There are 3 laps left. We're very, very close to the end of the race here. Yeah, Ernesto, 3 laps left. We are getting very close to the end here. Is there any action happening on the track? It's been a funny kind of race. There hasn't been a ton of action. The battle between Hamilton and Verstappen, though, that's what everybody wanted to see, and we did get that. So yeah, we're all sorted. We got what we paid for, basically. We got our money's worth. So yeah, it's confirmed now. 3 laps to go. So I guess we were on the 4th last lap when I said there were 3 laps to go. The gap between Perez and Bottas is 6 seconds. 6 seconds at the moment. Oh, sorry, Perez and Bottas. Now I was looking at Verstappen and Bottas. So between Perez and Bottas is 3 seconds at the moment. Valtteri P3. They're just confirming with Lewis Hamilton. I think he really wants to get Valtteri into P2 because, of course, the Constructors' Championship is very tight as well at the moment. Ernesto says Hamilton is the GOAT. Perhaps. You can see I just don't want to go there with any of these. Very interesting. I saw a very interesting stat during the week about the amount of races won by drivers who weren't in championship winning cars. And Schumacher actually has won more races in a non-championship winning car than Hamilton at the moment, which I think is a very powerful stat. But Hamilton, as we know, he's won so many races, so many championships, he's right up there. You know, he's quite possibly the GOAT, quite possibly. I'll mull that one over a little bit later, see where he fits in my pecking order. Sylvia seems to be going for Checo. And let's see. And here is Perez into the pits as anticipated. So Perez is going to go for the fastest lap. So these are going to be the soft tires, I've no doubt. Yep, it looks like those are the red stripes. So soft tires for Perez. He's going for the fastest lap. And let's see where he comes out now in proximity to Leclerc. He should be pretty safe here. I don't think there's going to be an issue whatsoever. And Bottas. Bottas won't have time now to pit. Rebecca Andrade is going to be waving the flag, and she's an Olympic gymnast. Diane says Perez for the fastest. Yeah, I think Perez is definitely going to go for it here. Maximilian asks, who's my favorite driver? Oh, that's the big question. Don't really have a favorite driver. So, as I always say, I really like Charles Leclerc. I like Daniel Ricciardo. And I like Norris as well. And Sainz isn't bad either. I think there's a huge amount of good up and coming drivers to get excited about in the future. When the current champion Lewis Hamilton retires. And of course, we have Verstappen in the mix as well. I'm not a huge Max Verstappen fan. I appreciate him for what he does, just like I appreciate what Hamilton does. But I'm not totally on board like die-hard fan or anything like that for either of those guys. Talon says that her favourite is Raikkonen, but he's retiring, so we're set. Yeah, that's coming around all too soon. Red Bull Racing, this is courtesy of Adrian. Thanks, Adrian, again. So a late stop for Checo, soft tyres for the fastest lap record. And Adrian has said that Hamilton has won the race. I'm not fully there yet, but yeah, I expect he is going to win the race. Layla asks, tell me how swerving is illegal if you need to defend your line. You can defend your line, but the line is a very defined thing, and if you're moving all over the track, that's not really your line. That's multiple lines, and Hamilton has won the race. Congrats, Lewis. Okay, he wins the race, so this more or less keeps the championship alive. I still think Max Verstappen is going to win this championship, but there's a solid win for Hamilton. Verstappen is second, Bottas is in third. Oh, those are very nice fireworks there. Very nice. And is Perez going to get fastest lap? That's what I'm waiting to see here. Hamilton is celebrating. Perez, he has fastest middle sector. Will he get the fastest lap? Here he comes now, Perez. He's got it. He's got the fastest lap. Perez gets the fastest lap, so that's a point for Perez. And a further point taken away from Lewis Hamilton. That's absolutely massive. Leclerc finishes in 5th, Sainz is in 6th, Gasly is in 7th, Ocon is in 8th, Alonso is in 9th, and Norris is in 10th place. Vettel finishes in 11th, just outside the points. Raikkonen is 12th, Russell is 13th, Giovinazzi 14th, Tsunoda 15th, Latifi 16th, Mazepin 17th, and Schumacher is in 18th. Ricciardo and Stroll didn't finish the race. So let me see. So, breaking news, Hamilton has won. And let me change that to the race winner, Lewis Hamilton. He's done it. Great weekend from Lewis Hamilton. What a job from Lewis Hamilton this weekend. He's been so fantastic. Absolutely great. Toto Wolff making the point about the disqualification and all the hard work he's done. The sprint race really helped Lewis Hamilton, though. You know, slowly but surely he took iterative steps towards the front of the grid, and it was a stepwise process over the last 2 days, but he's done really, really well. There aren't too many other drivers that would be able to do that. That is for sure. She said I already told you, I never dated a black guy. Yes, Adrian, get in there, Lewis. Yeah, he's done it. Talon says Red Bull is gonna have to do some changes for the next few races. Yeah, there's such a fast turnaround to the next race. So we have the Qatar Grand Prix next weekend, so another 7-day turnaround, and you know, it's not even in the same region, so a lot of travel coming up as well for those guys. That's a really tough, it's a grueling 3 weeks for all of these teams. Ranto says I love you, Lewis. That's nice, Ranto. 21 Daytona 502 Perez on the soft tires. Yes, and he got the fastest lap. Dion says, thanks for the update, my guy. Thank you for joining us, Dion. Great to have you on board again. Maximilian wants to know what's the gap between Max and Lewis in the championship. I'll work on that in a second. And Lama King says, I'm actually surprised. I thought that Verstappen had it locked. Yeah, it's not over until it's over. So, speaking of the championship at the moment, let's see if I can do some calculations here. I was working on this earlier, so I should be able to display this on my screen. So let me do the math. Race points. So Hamilton gets the 25 points for winning. Verstappen then gets 18 points for second place. Bottas came in third place. He gets 16 points. Perez was in fourth. He gets 12 points. And now that should be enough for now, just for us to figure out what the top of the championship is looking like. But to give one additional point here to Perez because he got the fastest lap. To do this now, do some magic and see where we stand. I'm going to sort this, custom sort. Alrighty, okay, so here we go. So Verstappen leads the championship now by 14 points from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton then in turn has 114 points over Valtteri Bottas. So it's absolutely now, it's between Verstappen and Hamilton. It's so close here. And anything else interesting going on there? Let's look at the battle between Bottas and Perez. 26 points now between those two, so more than a race win. So that's not looking too good for Perez to take third place. So pretty solid for the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, there we have it. It's 14 points difference now between Hamilton and Verstappen. So it's not quite over yet. Not quite. And of course we have, let me see, we have 3 races left. We have Qatar next weekend, then we have Saudi Arabia, and then we have Abu Dhabi. And we don't know a lot about Saudi Arabia, but we assume that this is going to be a Mercedes circuit because of the big long straight that's on there. And we assume also that Qatar will be a Mercedes circuit as well. So all to play for here, all to play for. And I think fastest lap is going to be a really critical part of this championship as well. In the end, every point counts. It's so tight. Anyway, before I end, let me have a final look at the comments from you all. Kofa says, yes, Hamilton, well done. He came so far. He did come very far this weekend. Adrian says he's happy for Lando getting P10 after that. Yeah, tough race for Lando Norris. He had to coming together with Sainz at the very start and had puncture, so he basically made his way from the back of the grid all the way up to 10th place. He did a Lewis Hamilton, not quite as much as Lewis Hamilton yesterday. He of course finished in 5th place. What else? How many points in it, Jamie? Yeah, 14 points now. Talon says, thanks for the update. I got to visit, so I couldn't watch the full race live. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hate missing races. I really hate, but it happens sometimes. Anna says, congratulations, Hamilton continues to be my champion. Adrian says, my guy failed in the park for me. Okay, we'll see. Whoa, look at the crowd out there as well. That's great. I love to see the crowds like that. Which lap did Hamilton pass Verstappen? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Next week is also race week. Yes, it is. Next week is also race week. So we have Qatar next Sunday. And Anne Daly asks, Constructors points table. I don't have that at the moment, but I'm going to do a very quick search online to see if I can get that. One of the many Formula 1 websites that I look at. Just interviewing Valtteri Bottas at the moment. Solid weekend from Bottas. Of course, he won the sprint race yesterday, and third place today will be disappointing for him, but team orders. It was all team orders. You know, he was told to move over and let Lewis Hamilton go through, but he could have potentially tried to take second place. It didn't work out for him. So let's see, Constructors' Championship. So Mercedes on 521.5 points. Red Bull 510.5 points. So there's only 11 points between them in the Constructors' Championship. And interestingly, then in third place we have Ferrari on 287.5. So they're well out of the mix. But I want to see what McLaren are on, 256. So that's over 30 points now between McLaren and Ferrari. So that looks like quite a substantial lead for Ferrari now in third place. Very strong finish. 5th and 6th, wasn't it? 5th and 6th, let me see, for Leclerc and Sainz. Yes, 5th and 6th for them. Goodbye, Adrian. Have a great week. Thanks for joining us again. And thanks for all your insight from Twitter as well. That was really good to get the inside track. I had no clue what happened to Ricardo, so that was good to find out. Matalishi says this will go down as one of the greatest wins for Hamilton. Well, it was an epic weekend for Hamilton, and I think it has to go down. It has to go down as a great win for him. Absolutely agree. Lendell says, well done as usual, Lewis. Yeah, well done, Lewis. Good win. Absolutely. Reginaldo says top. I think I can just about make that out, but I assume that refers to Lewis Hamilton and his supreme win. Peter says thanks. And yeah, no, thank you very much everybody who joined us as well. It was a fascinating race. It wasn't the most exciting until we had that battle between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. That was crazy stuff. And the controversy as well about Verstappen running Hamilton off the track just a couple of laps before that. We had a little bit of everything there, so that was very, very good. As I said, thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, hit the notification as well if you're on YouTube to be notified of upcoming videos as well. And I'm hoping to do a watch along again next weekend for the Qatar Grand Prix. We have a very hectic end of season coming up, and looking forward to this. So the battle is still on. Only 14 points between them, 11 points in the constructors. This battle is going to go on and on right to the last round of the championship. And as I said earlier, let's hope that a DNF does not settle this championship, because that would be a horrible way for this to finish. With a lot of racing ahead, and speak to you all very, very soon.